You guys have been asking me how to spot manipulative women. You asked for it, now you've got it. Before I talk about that, we're going to go over a Reddit post. It's about a manipulative wife trying to manipulate the husband, using the kids as leverage. Let's go into story mode. David and Patricia met 9 years ago when Patricia, an American, moved to David's country in Europe. At the beginning of their relationship, David noticed some anger management issues with Patricia, but dismissed them, attributing them to himself and trying to please her more. However, looking back, he now sees these as red flags. There were instances where Patricia threatened to leave during arguments, which made David concerned for her safety and well-being. He didn't want her to feel trapped or in danger, so he didn't argue and let her contact her family. However, when she asked if he wouldn't try to do anything to keep her and change her mind, David talked with her and she stayed. This incident now seems like manipulation to him, as he questions why she would threaten to leave if she didn't plan on following through. Their relationship was generally happy as long as David agreed with Patricia. However, whenever they disagreed on something, Patricia would become very angry and sometimes say hurtful things. She would claim that their relationship was special, but if they couldn't agree, it was just like everybody else's. David would often give in to avoid conflict. After having their first child, they moved to the US for Patricia's degree, and their relationship began to change. Patricia started picking fights about David's lack of faith and would threaten divorce. They would talk things through, but the same issues would arise again after a couple of days. Once Patricia graduated, they moved back to Europe, and their challenges continued. They had another child shortly after David's father passed away, adding to the stress. David was working, taking care of the house and children, while Patricia fell in love with the Catholic Church and converted. Conflict arose when Patricia insisted on having another child, and David expressed his need for time and support. Patricia refused to use birth control, and their arguments escalated, with Patricia repeatedly threatening divorce and splitting up the children. Eventually, David gave in to the pressure and agreed to have another child. He felt overwhelmed, but continued to take care of the children and the household while Patricia worked from home. Despite making significantly more money than David, Patricia contributed minimally to the household chores. She also insisted on homeschooling the children, but David ended up doing most of the teaching while juggling 2 small children. The fights between David and Patricia persisted, and David reached his breaking point. He confronted Patricia about her need for therapy and expressed his belief that she was manipulative. Unfortunately, instead of understanding his concerns, Patricia lashed out at him, accusing him of being dishonest and attempting to deflect from her accusations. She threatened to keep her money for herself, cut off communication, and even throw David's belongings outside. She would oscillate between threatening to take the children and leaving them with David. In response to the escalating situation, David sought legal advice and started the divorce process. He feared that Patricia might try to kidnap the children. The toxic atmosphere at home and Patricia's unstable behavior pushed him to move back to his mother's house temporarily. However, Patricia objected to the children staying there. David is waiting for his lawyer's guidance on the enforceability of Patricia's objections, but he acknowledges the toxicity and instability present in their current living situation. Financially, David is struggling with an overdrawn account and the uncertainty of being able to afford their rental house. He worries about giving it back to their elderly landlords who have been understanding so far. However, the exterior maintenance, such as trimming overgrown hedges and tending to neglected areas, poses a challenge for David while taking care of 4 small children alone. Despite the difficulties, David is working towards a web development degree to improve his financial prospects. However, Patricia is making it challenging by refusing to watch the children while he studies or listens to lectures. David takes responsibility for his part in their dynamic, but was driven by the fear of losing custody after their first child, especially since Patricia earns more. His priority is to keep the children with him, even if he would be content with a 50-50 custody arrangement, while Patricia wants to return to the United States. David, you have been taken for a fool for the last 9 years. Call her bluff and get rid of this garbage. Document everything down. Your phone is your best friend. Film any interaction you think could go poorly. In the Notes app of your phone or on Google Doc, write down what has been said and at what time. Stay clean, no drugs, no alcohol, get rid of all of it. Keep the kids close and if possible ask for supervision if they are with her. It's probably best to start working on affidavit of your entire relationship. It's okay if you leave some stuff out, but really try to get it all down. I'd also advise that if you happen to have access to your kids' passports, you keep them in a safe away from her. Consult your lawyer, but since the divorce was filed, she could be accused of kidnapping if she were to try to take the kids to America. You have been in a very abusive relationship. If possible, go to see a therapist. You need all the help you can get. Also, since she makes more than you, get alimony and child support. Take her to the cleaners. It's easy to spot manipulative women. We don't see the signs because we're blinded by love. As a man, you should think with your head, not your dick. A lot of men don't think well once they see pussy. Sex is a manipulative woman's ultimate weapon. I'm going to talk about all the weapons in her arsenal in no particular order. First, she throws tantrums or she doesn't get what she wants. For example, she asks you to get something for her, but you're short on cash. You tell her, she starts yelling at you. Then you're forced to calm her down by getting whatever she asked you. That's pure manipulation. Another sign of manipulation is if she starts crying when she doesn't get what she wants. This is like the first one. Instead of getting angry, this time she's sad, shedding crocodile tears to make you do stuff. I mean, only a heartless man would be happy to see his wife or girlfriend cry. Women know this, so they use this weapon. Don't give in to her demands. Life is tough. We don't always get what we want. Let her understand that. As I said in one video, women have a special power. They have the power to cry on command. Beware. The third sign is when she uses regular high-pressure emotional tactics to get you to give in on something. The form this usually takes is ultimatums to get what they want. For example, if you don't get me this car, it means you don't love me. If you don't get me this car, I'll break up with you. If I were you and a woman told me that, I would break up that minute. The fourth sign is when she lies to get what she wants. You all know about this. There is no need for me to delve deeper. The fifth sign is that she makes every negative thing that happens somehow your fault. In one of my previous videos, an obese woman blamed her husband for her being fat. All women are manipulative since they don't take accountability for their actions. Some are just more toxic than others. The last sign is when she uses sex. You might not know it, but she does. Let me tell you a story I always tell men when it comes to female manipulation. You guys have probably heard me say it before. It goes, Daniel hasn't had sex in 6 months, but he doesn't complain because he loves his wife and wants to keep her happy instead of talking about their sexless marriage. Before I go on, I want you to know that if your wife or girlfriend isn't getting sex from you, it means she's getting it outside. Back to the story. On a Wednesday evening, Daniel's wife tells him to do the laundry because she's tired after doing nothing. Daniel does the laundry, he comes to the bedroom, he tells his wife that he's done with the laundry, and she replies reluctantly while chatting with who knows who on Instagram, talking about how she liked the last sex they had. Daniel is there, smiling like an idiot. He asks his wife for sex, and she gives it to him. Now, it has already been programmed that Daniel has to do something to get sex. He's now a slave to his wife for the next 7 years until she files for divorce. You guys need to be wary of these women. They love manipulating men and turning us into slaves to get anything they want. They will do anything to get what they want. Anyway, that's all for today on Manhood. Don't forget to smash the like and subscribe buttons, and also click on the notification bell to be the first to know when I drop a new video. If you find value in my videos, you can show your support through PayPal or Cash App. The links are in the description. See you next time. Cheers.